Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle something that trips up so many students, taking notes from textbooks. But we're going to do it in a way that actually helps you learn, remember the material, and honestly, ace your exams. We're going to build a system that turns reading into a powerful tool for thinking.
All right, let's be honest for a second. Does this look familiar? We've all been there, right? You get that brand new highlighter, and suddenly every single sentence seems absolutely critical. You just paint the page yellow, kind of hoping all that information will magically soak into your brain.
But here's the problem, and a lot of us have learned this the hard way. This kind of passive highlighting just doesn't work. I mean, think about it. If you highlight everything, you've really highlighted nothing. It feels super productive in the moment, but it's often just a total waste of time. So, this is where we need to make a big change. We have to shift our entire goal. We've got to stop being a human photocopier, just transferring words from the book to the page, and start focusing on actually understanding the material. Think of it this way. Are you being a scribe, just mindlessly copying things down? Or are you being a detective, actively hunting for clues, asking questions, and connecting all the dots? The real goal here is to get into a conversation with the author, not just listen to them talk at you.
And that right there is what active note-taking is all about. It's a dialogue. You're questioning things, you're making connections to stuff you already know, and you're building something new inside your own head. A book really only becomes yours once you've wrestled with it and made its ideas part of your own thinking.
And to keep yourself on track, just let these two simple questions guide every single note you take. First, always ask, what is actually important here? And second, am I writing this down in a way that's going to be easy for me to study from later? That's it. These two questions change everything.
So, how do we actually put this into practice? Well, before you even think about writing a single note, the whole process starts with how you read. This first phase is all about prepping your brain to spot those crucial bits of information.
Now, here's the biggest mistake almost everybody makes: trying to read and take notes at the exact same time. It feels efficient, right? But it's not. The science is pretty clear that this kind of multitasking or context switching can waste up to 20% of your time and energy just from jumping between the two tasks. That's huge. So the solution is really simple. Separate the jobs. First, just do a pass of the text with only a pen in your hand. Read a small chunk, maybe a few paragraphs or a single section. Your only goal is to understand it. Then you pause, you think, and then you mark what's important. And instead of that highlighter, try using a simple system of symbols in the margins. This is awesome because it forces you to think critically about why something stands out. Is it a key idea? A point that's confusing you? A perfect example? It makes you so much more intentional. Okay, so you've skimmed the chapter, you've read a section, and you've marked the key ideas. Now, and only now, is it time to actually open your notebook. This is where you take those little marks and transform them into real, lasting knowledge. And this is the single most important rule of all. Always, always, always write your notes in your own words. If you can't explain an idea using your own language, you haven't really understood it yet. Forcing yourself to rephrase something is the ultimate check for comprehension. It's how you move the information from the page into your brain. Now look, there's no single perfect method, so you've got to experiment. But here are 3 proven formats to get you started. The Cornell method is amazing because it helps you create a study guide as you go. The outline method is super simple and perfect for textbooks that are already well organized. And the Q&A method is brilliant because you're essentially making flashcards right in your notes. Try one out. See which one clicks for you. So you've created these beautiful, organized notes. That's fantastic, but here's the hard truth. If you just close that notebook and never look at it again, you've basically wasted all that effort. This last phase is all about making that knowledge actually stick. To really get this new information cemented into your long-term memory, there's a really critical window of time you need to act in. And that window is, within the first 24 hours. A quick 5 or 10-minute review of your notes within a day dramatically increases how much you remember long-term. So schedule it. Seriously, put it in your calendar like an appointment you absolutely cannot miss. This tiny little habit pays off big time. As you keep doing this, something amazing starts to happen. You start asking yourself, hey, how does this new thing connect to what I learned last week or to that other class? The most powerful learning happens when you stop seeing facts as these little separate islands and you start building this huge interconnected web of knowledge in your head. All right, so let's bring it all together. This isn't about finding some single magic trick.
It's about building a reliable system that works for your brain and your life. Because honestly, the best note taking method in the world is the one you actually stick with. So if you remember anything from all this, make it these 5 things. First, separate reading from note taking. Second, use symbols, not just a highlighter. Third, always use your own words. Fourth, pick a format and stick with it. And fifth, review your notes within 24 hours. Start with that foundation and then make it your own. Consistency is what will transform your results. By making this shift from being a passive copy machine to an active thinker, you're not really just taking notes anymore. You're building an external brain. You're creating your own personal encyclopedia of knowledge. And you're creating the very tool that's going to help you come up with your own incredible ideas.